So John has been walking us through three major things. Here's the three major things that I want you to see. The struggle has been, what if I don't feel like I'm a Christian? What if I don't feel like I'm that close to God? He's always giving three major tests, three major evidences throughout this book. So the first one is this. You can write it down. The first test is the truth test. He wants you to know, what do you believe about Jesus Christ? Do you believe that He was the Son of God, that He's 100% human, 100% God? Do you believe these things? There's the truth test. Then he moves on from there to the life test. Has your life been transformed? Is there a difference because you know Him? There's the life test. We saw that last week. Are you being obedient to the things of God? And then finally today we're going to get to the love test. How are your affections? So if you want to put it even more simply, you can put it this way. Head, your mind. Hand, what you do, your actions. And then finally, your heart, your affections. Now, this past week, I was surprised. I was definitely surprised. Let me kind of tell you about this week, and a lot of you were involved in it and saw it, but for those that weren't, on Wednesday, I'm in this room having a staff meeting. And we're finishing up our staff meeting and things, and my wife texts me and says, you need to come to the portico. Now, that's not strange for her to text me and say, you need to come to the portico, because on Wednesday nights, a lot of times during COVID and everything that's going on, we do the exchange of the children, where I'm up here, I'm working, I'm doing what I need to do, and then she's coming up to do band practice or to run the AV or do something like that. So I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't realize today was one of those days. I didn't have that on my calendar, didn't expect it, didn't know it. And so I get up and I start heading to the portico to go see what my wife wants. And at the same time, the staff gets up and begins walking with me. That's strange. That's not normal. I was like, okay, I guess everybody wants to go see Evie. That's fine. Let's all walk there together. And I go out these doors and I turn down that hallway, and when I get to that hallway, I start to hear horns. And what I mean by horns, I mean there are a lot of people that are wailing on their car horns, and I'm going, something is going on here. I see there in the portico a truck, and it's got balloons on it, and the light bulb starts to come on. I start to think, okay, tomorrow's my birthday, something is going on here. So I open up the door, and I look in the portico, and I see a line of cars that is 40-something deep that is wrapping around the entire church, and I'm going, oh my goodness, I was shocked. I was surprised. Because if you know me at all, I have low expectation. And what I mean by low expectation, I don't like to make a big deal about myself. I don't like to make a big deal about my birthdays. In fact, I drive my families nuts because they say, what is it you want to do for your birthday? And I'm like, nothing. Let's just hang out. Let's not do anything. And she goes, what can I buy you for your birthday? Nothing. I'm good. Let's have that money in the bank instead. That'd be awesome. That's how I am. So I have a low expectation. Don't ever expect anything. So I was completely and utterly surprised whenever I came outside and saw that. And thank you so much for that. How awesome, how amazing to have that incredible train. And I can't help but wonder what our neighborhood here is thinking, like, what is going on with that church? It was cool. It was awesome. It was great. But the very first thing that I want us to see here under the expectation of love is this. While I don't expect a party and I don't expect to be made a big deal of, John expects the church to show love. Listen to it. 1 John 3, 10 through 11 says this. By this it is evident who are the children of God and who are the children of the devil. Whoever does not practice righteousness is not of God. Listen to it. Nor is the one who does not love his brother. For this is the message that you've heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. John says it shouldn't surprise any single person that the church loves each other. Because if God has planted His very nature within us, it is only natural that that is going to manifest and to show itself in love. So, I want you to go ahead and write this there in your sermon listening guide. This is not a suggestion, but it's inevitable. It's not a suggestion, but it's inevitable. John's already given us this commandment earlier. He's already said, God's already told us this is how it's going to be. Now He's going further and saying, listen, because you have this within you, it's going to happen whether or not you like it. And so I like that He says, for this is the message you've heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. Now you hear that word should, and you think, well, isn't He saying that we are to do this? What He's saying is when He uses the word should, it's kind of like this. A fish should swim. A bird should fly. You're expecting that. You're looking at it going, of course this is going to happen. And John is saying, of course, the people of God are going to love one another. It's what they should do because they have this nature within them. This fruit that is manifesting within them, this seed that has been planted, is now being fleshed out in love. Our practice should proclaim what we are. Our practice should proclaim what we are. The fact that we love should then mark us as Christians, as believers. Jesus said they will know you by your